All right, so the final step of learning any technique is actually to rely on your ear and the feeling of your body. So so far we've talked about different ways to practice, right? And different techniques and tips and all that kind of stuff. But if you recall, I talked about having violin idols in before you even start practicing any fundamentals. And yes, you gave me some wonderful idols that I idolize as well. So that's great. But this is very important because at the end of the day, right, all technique, right, is part of music. And even if you were only a technician, the ear is the final, a well-trained ear, I suppose, is the final judge of technique, as well as your feeling of how it feels as you do the technique. That's also for you, I think subjectively for each person who's playing, one of the most important parts of the final steps of mastering a technique. Yeah, I mean, of course, I understand how to break down techniques and all that kind of stuff, but sometimes the most helpful thing for me is knowing exactly what it sounds like and exactly what it feels like, and then from there I can go backwards and break it down. But those two things are critical. And then, now this is a little slightly more off topic, but another very important thing is that when you're learning a technique, I know you don't have time, or you're not in a situation where you should or can teach anybody. But if you are really into learning the fundamentals and understanding, grasping it fully, unlike some violin students who just go, they don't think about fundamentals. They just keep pushing and pushing and pushing without too much focus on fundamentals. If you are trying to get fundamentals down, I would advise you to try to teach yourself and learn as if you are learning to teach somebody else. Okay, that usually increases the focus and the willingness to kind of absorb the steps and all the details of the process, instead of just being like, oh, let me just try to just get it and then go on with it. The idea that you need to hand this on to somebody else usually is a great motivating tool. Okay, so in terms of the sound of detache, the key is to make sure that it is a little sturdier than what you want usually, a little stronger and heavier, and that it should at first really feel like a train, okay? And this is very important. I've already said this, but I'm devoting a specific video to this because this is the final step and because this is so important. Because I know from my personal experience, I practiced detache, I did Kreutzer, I did those things, but my ear told me, hey dude, no, be more elegant. And so as I told you before, my ear at the end was like, see? I was doing the kind of weird scoopy stroke, okay? And that's because my ear just could not accept the idea, and breaking down that inability and the rejection of that sound within my ear, right? So that I'm okay with really a train-like sound, just going. Okay, once I broke that down, I was able to apply the technique and get the sound in my ear that it's okay, every stroke can be immensely sticky and powerful. Okay, so get that sound in your ear and be okay with it. All right, if you're not okay with it, all the videos that we've made so far, it's gonna be utterly useless. Okay, and number two, about the feeling. Okay, so this is again repeating. some of what I've said, but all the exercises that we've done, balancing the hand, okay, like this, again, strengthening the hand, with these exercises. The balance and strength are very important because once you have that, you will be able, and especially if you've done like the down bow where you can feel the pull, okay? And once again, I'll remind you, if you want to feel the pull in your middle fingers, try like this, where you'll start to feel the pull down here, right? That's the feeling, okay? And you can get that feeling again by doing this. Now, when you do the detache, it's this feeling continually, okay? Not like only when you're doing the bow strokes and then that feeling disappears between bow strokes, but continually you're feeling like this, like boom, 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 like that pulling downwards, okay? And that feeling, it's very important to realize that feeling never stops in detache. You have a page of detache, the entire page, there's not a single moment, well, unless you want to do like deliberate musical inflections. If it's like straightforward detache, like Kreutzer number 2, the entire etude, okay, that you're doing, okay, so the quality of your playing of that etude won't just depend on, oh, he just played it perfectly, other notes, but it will actually depend for you subjectively, especially on, do I feel that downward pull non-stop throughout the entire page of number 2, or are there moments when I let go of that too much? That feeling is key. And then the last step, as you do these things and you apply these techniques, please try to listen and learn these things as if you're going to teach it to somebody else. As you do it, your mind's going to be more active, more questioning, but also in the right way, because you're going to be trying to absorb all the material first, and then questioning what truly bothers you. And that is going to be the best way to learn. Okay, so I think this is really the end of detache, activating your ear, breaking down all the barriers where you reject their sound of the harsher, stir sound of detache, and making sure you have that downward pull feeling throughout the entire passage of detache. And, just a little advice on how to learn. Okay? All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.